Okay, so but now I'm taking a bit different role, and I would like to share with you, before the concluding remarks, two research endeavors that we want that will not go too deeper as I put these two topics in one slot, but I think that they, on one hand, represents the things that we're exploring today and had research about, and on the second, I've chosen two research efforts that are part of things that we do with our collaborators. So this is a way to show you how our collaborations work, and of course, these are things that also connect to AI and relevant updated questions. So the first one that I want to touch is our research about captures. The title is "Capture Still Bot Art," and this is a generalized visual capture solving with agentic vision language model. So the idea, I mean, we trust a lot the concept of captures whenever we want to differentiate between a bot and a human. And for many years, we believe that this is our way that we can do it. So this morning or this afternoon, I can say that this is not anymore. I mean, we cannot trust that this is something that we can make sure that this what will protect us. And of course, usually the way that we use it, that we give kind of a challenge or question or something like this, and we hope that if it's a human, he or she will succeed to answer it, and if it's a bot, so it will fail. Unfortunately, in this concept that we have developed, this is kind of a system, I would call it, or a conceptual capability. We show that we succeed in almost between 60 to 70% of the captchas. We succeed to pass them nice. Even, I mean, assuming that we didn't know any preliminary information about which captures you're going, visual captures you are going to give me. So think about if I want to build something which is dedicated to a specific capture, so the potential is even higher. And the way, as you see, it was tested on thousands of different cases, and we train it in we test it in the farms that are for these things. So it's not only like a lab success or something like this. We have quite a heavy experience with this. Now, in a high level, the concept and even the slide doesn't allow to go very, very deeper, but we cut it to three pieces. The first one is what we call the objective identification. We cut the challenge into what we call frames and the other pieces. Then we continue with what we call the capture abstraction to define what is really the challenge that we have to solve. And then we turn it into kind of a program that it's really kind of a Python, almost a challenge that we do kind of solving this challenge by really running computational process that will solve this capture. In these three steps, we succeed to get to these the results, and we cut it to frames, elements, and key points. This is how we take actually the screen or take the challenge and break it to pieces. I mean, if we have here like a swipe to the right, so this will be taken as an element, and we break the entire challenge to several layers, and then this is easier to solve it. Here we see how each one of the steps go. So I'm not sure that I would go to the details, but these are the frames. Imagine that we want to do kind of a puzzle, to build a picture from a puzzle. So we have to understand each one of these elements and then to turn it into a challenge and to solve it to the right way. This is when we have it already as something to solve. So then we turn it into really a kind of a mathematical problem or like a software problem, and then we run it and we try to solve it. And then we have several tools we build kind of a toolbox of what we call evaluation tools that we can take each one of these calculations and evaluate what is the real level of calculating the answer, and then we can decide which is the best solution. We rank them and we choose which is the right one. You can see the results that we get over running this for quite a number of weeks, and later on even more. And we get this number of 70% in which this is really even I would say surprising numbers. We were ready to get even lower numbers, and then to explain that whenever we don't know anything about the CAPTCHA before, so we get 50%. Now, if you tell me something about which is the CAPTCHA, then the numbers will be higher, and we reached 70%, in which it was really surprising. And of course, the takeaways is first that we cannot trust that the CAPTCHA really will save us from or will serve us well to differentiate between a human and a bot. The second point here is about the fact that whenever we succeeded in a generic mode, so think how someone can develop a very dedicated like a CAPTCHA solver tool and get even a nice and better performance. And of course, it takes us to a more philosophical discussion. What is the next human or bot or human authentication capability? Will it be a crypto biometrics? Will it be hardware or other things? And this is really a question that we wanted to address, or at least to raise as part of this research. And we believe that this is something that this research showed. By the way, this research is something that runs as part of our collaboration with our Singaporean colleagues. This is a research that we run at the NUS University in Singapore with the Tel Aviv University, and these days there is also another university in this collaboration, and this is really nice, and we are happy of this collaboration. And by the way, here at the audience is my friend Professor Yehuda Afek that runs one of the other collaboration tracks that we run with NUS University in Singapore, and this research has already nice outcomes also around the phishing websites and identifying phishing websites. So this is one research that I wanted to share with you. The second one is something that is in our collaboration with Khalifa University in the Emirates, and this is something that I want to touch the challenge of how to identify malwares or compromise mobile devices. And of course, this is a problem that we all familiar with. And here the idea was to demonstrate the concept. So I think that I don't have to share with this audience the importance and the threats of mobile devices. But I can say something about the way that we take care of this data. I mean, what we do, we say, okay, there is a new attack vector, or there is a new, I don't know, kind of malware, something that is potential attack. So now what we should do is that this was published. So now we have to build the tactics and to do the analysis of the tactics or the way that this attack runs.
Then we build IOCs. I mean, how indication of compromise, how I will identify my mobile device that it was compromised, and then I have to share it with my analysts, technicians, etc. And then whenever they will get a mobile device, and by the way, it is relevant also to computers and other devices, whenever they would get the device, they will use this practice or this methodology how to find this potential attack vector. This is how we usually act. Now, this process may take 3 months because it took us 3 weeks to define this one. Then we work on the IOCs, etc. Now, the attackers, they don't have 3 months to wait for this process because they will attack us maybe 2 weeks after that. So the idea or the conceptual challenge was how to make this process shorter. So the idea, and maybe I will skip this one, the idea was, okay, maybe forget all this analysis process. Let's assume that there are enough differences between benign behavior and malicious one. Let's take mobile devices. Let's run many benign devices and have a lot of measurements about this. Let's run malicious applications and have a lot of measurements on them. And let's train a model to differentiate between these two situations. And it was also surprisingly nice that we show how we took a large number of devices. We run each one benign or malware. We had 128 measurements on each one of the devices, and we collected all of this to a very large data set, and we trained model to differentiate between compromised and not compromised situation. And here you can see the numbers, 5,000 samples and like this. And it was surprising to see we don't have to compare all the relevant models, but we got to like a 99% of identifying if this is like a compromised machine or compromised device or not. And this is really interesting and show the potential, even if this one is more a lab experiment or lab research, it show the potential that probably being compromised is significant enough that if I have enough measurements about everything that's going on the device, I can differentiate between being compromised or not. This is really important, and these are the findings that gave us really kind of a very good motivation to say, okay, this is a good approach to consider to do it for other devices or other potential attacks, etc. Of course, it requires us to have a very rapid and continuous training. I mean, if my training would be every 3 months, so it is not relevant. I mean, only if I build kind of a mechanism that I say, okay, I train my detection module every day or quite frequently, I train my model, then it will be updated enough to detect if it is a compromise or not. And this concept, we believe, may be turned into more applicable way and relevant to mobile devices as we did here, but also to other potential capabilities or computational platforms. So I think these are the two concepts that I wanted to share to give you like another examples of research and things that we are running here as part of Tel Aviv University and the Cyber Center, and we have nice collaborations with other institutions, other universities, but also with the companies. It was published recently that we have a nice collaboration with the Imperva company, but we have also with other companies as well as with the academic institutions. So this is for that part, and I think that if there are no any comments or so we can move to the closing remarks. before going back to the exhibition or to the coffee. So I think with that, that's what concluded our session. I know that it is not like lectures that companies come and sell you with a lot of energy, and it's easy to survive. To hear a morning of many academic presentations, this is really require a specific type of audience. And for that, we really appreciate your professional level and your patience to be with us from the morning till now. So I want to thank you for coming to this innovation research and innovation conference. We are keeping this every year as an important venue to share academic outcomes. So we thank you so much. We thank the speakers. Part of them made a long way to be part of it. We really appreciate your effort, and we hope to see you next year in this conference. And we just started the Cyber Week and AI Week and the Quantum Day. You are more than invited to participate in other events. We have, by the way, tomorrow the main plenary of the Cyber Week. And whoever will stay until Thursday, we have Thursday, one of the last events of Cyber Week. It's the Quantum and Cyber event afternoon with a cocktail later. So you're more than welcome to join this one as well. Look at the agenda and join us for the other event. And of course, between this one this morning and Thursday afternoon, there are like almost 50 other events here in the campus, so you're more than welcome to enjoy. Thank you so much and have a great week. Appreciate your participation. Thank you. Before concluding, just to thank Bianca and Peter, that were my partners. Well, that I did journey. Thank you very much and have a great day. Thank you.